Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. Today we'll be talking about some of the news topics from across Thailand and also looking at some stories in ASEAN. I'm Jay.
I'm Alex.
And we're going to start with our first story today, which is regarding cannabis. Cannabis Crusaders begin hunger strike over reclassification plan. Cannabis supporters began a hunger strike after the Office of Narcotics Control Board agreed to reclassify cannabis as a narcotics Category 5 drug. Removed from this category in June 2022, cannabis saw a business boom in Thailand. Concerns over misuse, especially among youth, led to reconsideration of its classification. The reclassification is expected by January the 1st, 2025, and protesters argue this move monopolizes profits and negatively impacts businesses. Activists Prasit Tichai Nunuan and Akaradet Chatjinda, consuming only water and coconut water, vow to continue until the government listens. The Phumjai Thai Party supports controlled health-related cannabis use. However, not everyone.
Yeah, it's a big controversy, and it's interesting to see the protesters coming out in full force, especially doing a hunger strike. I mean, come on, if you know anything about cannabis, you know how difficult that is for cannabis users to ignore those munchies, but it shows how serious so many people are taking it. One of the things that bothers me about this is how they try to make it a youth thing. We got to protect the kids kind of thing. And it's like, you know, what happened? You can just card people. Like, you could just say, all right, show me your ID. Do you have the ID? No?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not old enough.
Regulation works.
It does, but this is something that Thailand doesn't really like to do. You know, they would rather shut down the alcohol sales from 2 to 5 p.m. to protect the kids and, you know, miss out on all the consumption possibility for legal consuming adults. So,
But kids are allowed to drink before 12,
and that 11 to 2.
and after 5, but 12 to 5, though.
I mean,
that's the peak kid hour.
It's when schools get out, so it makes a little bit of sense, but at the same time, it's like, guys, this is not the system, man. Like, and it's not really going to protect the kids because you're not really carding them in other hours, too. They can get on the weekends and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. It's a big problem. I'd like to see them, you know, just check for IDs a little bit more, and then we can probably avoid this issue. Well, anyways, the cannabis news is always going hot, but we have some other big news coming out of the south of Thailand where we have heightened security in Yala amid a bunch of insurgent threats. So security in Yala has been intensified due to intelligence reports of insurgent movements, with increased patrols and checkpoints in urban areas to ensure the safety of residents and tourists. Betong District Chief Amorn ordered agencies to enhance security, deploying rapid response teams and establishing strategic checkpoints. Insurgent activity, led by a figure known as Kompi, is anticipated, with plans for bombings, ambushes, and harassment of local protection units between July 10th and July 20th. These measures aim to counter potential attacks and maintain peace and stability in the region. And this is coming on the heels of a car bombing that happened at the end of June, that happened very near a police station. So, scary stuff down there, and seeing that the insurgents are so active and anticipated, hopefully the police can get on top of that and make sure people stay safe.
The unfortunate part of the news is that, you know, all of these stories tend to happen around that area. Yala is actually quite a beautiful place, but unfortunately is also the hub of these kind of situations, unfortunately.
Sad stuff. Why can't we all just get along?
Well, moving on to some more sad news. A soldier commits murder with a samurai sword in Bangkok. A soldier in Bangkok murdered his girlfriend, Kemru Thai, with a samurai sword. Police arrested 24-year-old Sunai, who stabbed the 30-year-old former housekeeper at the Thai parliament in the chest. Sunai reenacted the crime, revealing he attacked her while she was applying powder. After the murder, he calmly cleaned the sword, showered, changed into his military uniform, and left the apartment. Despite media attempts to question him, Sunai remained silent. He was taken to Samsen police station for further questioning. Cold-blooded murder.
Yeah, with a sword. Like, I don't know. This is a shocking story, and it's so weird to see the perpetrators be so calm and collected after the fact.
He's not just a normal human being. He's from the military. He's probably seen and done some things.
A little desensitized to things, right? And, man, it's just so weird when passions run high, and all of a sudden that, love turns into, the purest form of hate, and we unfortunately definitely get stories like that. So I have a feeling he will not be breathing free air for a very long time. Well, anyways, down to Pattaya we go, as a Japanese tourist has rampaged across the city, causing havoc in his wake. Now, a Japanese tourist went on a rampage in Pattaya, driving his car into a popular restaurant after an argument with his girlfriend, a staff member there. The incident on July 10th resulted in damaged cars and motorcycles, ending when the car collided with a tour bus. Police received a distress call at 9:36 p.m. and arrested the 60-year-old man. The chaos left several people with minor injuries, and the suspected of drug use, was taken to the hospital under police supervision. The police are investigating and will press charges accordingly. Like, that's scary stuff. Like, we're lucky there was no
60-year-old man
going crazy on the substance abuse and on his girlfriend, apparently. So, talking about the passions running high.
Wow.
Yeah, and just
I'm sorry. I was looking at the footage. I was just like, what are you doing? Whoa.
he's
love makes people do crazy things, and so does drugs.
Yeah, and then put them in combination, get behind the wheel. All of a sudden, you're a big problem for everybody.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
yeah, I'm not sure what kind of punishments. Like, this looks like it'll be at least jail time. We'll see how much money he has to be able to pay for the fines and the injuries that he's caused. I think that might help him in some ways. But yeah, he put a lot of lives at risk, and we're lucky this wasn't a more tragic story.
Well, talking about lives at risk, the public health minister enhances mental health hotline services. Public Health Minister Somsak Tepsutin has ordered an enhancement of mental health hotline services to address the intertwined issues of mental health and narcotics abuse. Visiting the Department of Mental Health, Somsak emphasized that 40% of psychiatric patients are affected by narcotics. He instructed the reassessment of budget allocation to improve access to treatment for 5 million psychiatric patients and urged for expedited approval of a legal amendment to fund treatments. A test of the current hotline system revealed inefficiencies, prompting Somsak to call for urgent improvements and better integration with police services. Additionally, plans to increase medical staff are being developed to address upcoming retirements. Well, that's a good move by the health minister.
No, I think it's something that, like, if prevention is so much better than treatment, right? So, like, getting people into these healthcare systems, mental healthcare systems, before they snap, and all of a sudden we're dealing with a rampage through Pattaya or a murder with a samurai sword. These people have gotten the help that they need to, you know, escape whatever cycle that they're in, whether it's drug abuse or abusive relationships, things like that. So, yeah, it's something that we don't talk about enough in Asia, and it makes me very happy to see the health minister taking it so seriously. Yeah. Anyways, Tech Symbol says this is where the Japanese guy should have gone. Where's that? Japanese or possessive mandalist reckons. We'll get into the comments in a little bit, but I have a fun one for you guys to end our Thailand segment.
Here we go.
Big fan of Lisa?
Yeah.
Blackpink fans in the house, Lisa fans in the house. Well, not as big a fan as this guy. Now, a fan has tattooed Lisa's Rockstar on his head after the music video shoot.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it could go good on you, Jay. I don't know. Well, a fan named Rachakan tattooed Lisa Rockstar on his head to show his admiration for Blackpink's Lisa Manoban after participating in the music video shoot for her song Rockstar. Initially unaware of the artist's identity, he learned it was Lisa during the shoot, which left him thrilled. Impressed by her dedication as she personally reviewed each take, Rachakan decided to commemorate the experience with the tattoo. He hopes to have Lisa sign his head if they meet again and plans to ink that signature alongside his fresh Lisa ink.
All right.
Yeah. That's
Next level.
It sure is.
I think this could become a trend. Not only does she sign it, but every time she makes a music video, you just, I think he did it really big. I think he could have, done it in patches. I think Lisa's still a very young, talented lady. She's going to be creating many more songs.
That's true. Yeah, you got to leave more for the palette, I guess.
True fan, I guess.
Yeah, she's a rock star, isn't she? But, yeah, I don't know, though, man. That's some level of commitment, especially when he didn't even know who he was on the shoot with. So he was like,
but then he found out, and he was like, oh, wow.
That's fair enough, I guess. His body, his choice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen her in person. I've worked with her.
How would you feel? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like as the artist myself, I'd be like, are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know, but hey.
I wonder how would you feel if you actually met a fan one day and they had a picture of your face on their body? How would you react? What do you even say to that?
I don't know.
It's like, oh, that's me on your body.
I'd sign it. I don't know. I feel
you?
like, yeah, why not?
Like get the signature tattooed?
Yeah, I don't know. Any of you feeling passionate enough to get this old mug on your body?
I mean, it would be surreal, but at the same time, it's like it's already been done. Like, I might as well sign it.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's permanent. So
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna do much about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go through a quick few stories from ASEAN now. Dropping by Philippines first. 3 killed in a Philippine hotel incident. 2 Australians and a Filipina were found murdered in a hotel in Tagaytay, Philippines. The victims were discovered with their hands and feet tied. The motive remains unclear as their valuables were not stolen. The victims include a man in his 50s, his Philippine-born Australian partner, and her Filipina relative. They were visiting the Philippines after a vacation in Bali and planned to return to Australia. A masked man seen on hotel security footage is a suspect. Local officials are investigating, and the remains will be flown to Australia and buried in the Philippines as requested by their families.
Yeah, a shocking mystery that's making the waves on the news stories because, like they said, the motives are unclear. Like, all of the valuables were still there. They were bound and tied up, which means there's probably some ulterior motive, some bigger, like, revenge kind of motive that's going on. At the same time, they were just traveling through.
Yeah.
So they weren't even really supposed to be there for long. So hopefully the investigations can shed some light so we can kind of understand what the hell happened here. It was shocking stuff. Well, on to our last story of the day, where we're heading over to Indonesia for a bit of a story of corruption. Now, a former Indonesian agricultural minister has been sentenced to 10 years for corruption. Now, the former agricultural minister, Syahrul Yassin Limpo, has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for corruption, including extortion, abuse of power, and bribery involving ministry contracts. The case has damaged President Joko Widodo's anti-corruption efforts, with 5 other cabinet members also convicted. Limpo was found guilty of enriching himself and others using illicit funds for luxury items and political activities. He denied wrongdoing, claiming political persecution. Limpo must also pay a fine of 300 million rupiah or face additional imprisonment. Indonesia's Anti-Graft Commission, the KPK, continues to combat corruption despite political resistance. It's tough to clean up these countries, man.
Hey, man. Indonesia isn't the only country struggling with corruption. I'd say a certain other country as well.
Pretty much every country in the region, I would argue, has
maybe in
issues.
the world.
Probably the world.
Is there a country where there's no corruption whatsoever?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, yeah, I can easily spot out and identify it. In America, we have our whole like legalized system. Our lobbying system is pretty much like legalized bribery we've done at this point. So yeah, it's hard for anybody to not be a kettle calling the pot black in this situation.
What was that video, by the way? It was like it gave me.
Oh yeah,
It should have given like a epilepsy disclaimer.
Sorry, flashing images, but you know the Indonesians, they like a bit of an action in their camera work.
Do they?
I don't know.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand and ASEAN. You can find all of those stories and more on thetiger.com and ASEAN Now forum, where you can discuss these topics. It's the largest forum in Thailand.
It's true.
For expats and foreigners, so do get in there.
Yeah.
For now, we're going to take a quick dive into the comment section and see what's up.
Don't forget to take the survey as well, guys.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, grab that at the end
Or
and make
Tan
sure.
will be very upset.
Indeed.
He will be very, very upset.
Well, and you'll be upset because you're going to miss out on your opportunity for the hotel stay.
And you're going to make Tan sad. You don't want to make Tan sad.
Yeah, that is the most
He's a
important
very
part.
nice guy.
Yeah.
He's okay. He's all right.
Yeah. He's
He's
cool.
got our seal of approval.
Yeah, although lacking on the fashion today, bro. I'm not really vibing the
He's
outfit.
wearing the pandas. I mean, that's criminal, but oh well.
All right. So anyways, let's get into these comments. What's happening?